What we are currently doing is we need to check every digital touch point and building customer journeys and see, okay, if a customer joined a webinar, what is the journey afterwards? What are the different touch points afterwards? Is this really aligned? Can we really track it and improve it?
Hello and welcome to the eCom Ops podcast. We believe that there is more than enough content focused on e-commerce marketing and not enough content celebrating the real heroes of e-commerce, those running the operation. Each week, we find and interview an e-commerce operations expert to share the secrets behind how some of this industry's most exciting businesses are run. I'm your host, Norbert Strappler, the CEO of SyncSpider.
Hello and welcome to another eCom Ops podcast. Today I'm talking to Bjrn from T-Systems, a really great company in Germany. A lot of you might know them. Their brand is popping up on each and every car in the Formula One and so on. So that's just kidding. You see them each and everywhere. So T-Systems really is a great company. And I'm more than happy to have Bjrn here talking about e-commerce and how they get into e-commerce. Bjrn, great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
And congratulations, you've been in another position now at T-Systems.
Yeah, right. I got promoted the 1st of January to a VP Digital Experience. So not only responsible for digital marketing, also responsible for the whole experience our clients are having with our website, with our digital touch points and so on. So it's really exciting.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And it's cool to have you here and to have your time and talk a bit about e-commerce. How did you get into there? So why did you join T-Systems International and how did you get there?
This is a long story. So I bought my first book in 1999 already on Amazon.com. And this was, so to say, my point where I say, okay, I want to work in digital marketing e-commerce because I really loved it. I got the book and it was an English book the next day in my post. So, and this was the starting point. Then I had different roles. I used to work as head of e-commerce for Steigenberger Hotels, a German hotel chain with hotels around the globe. And then I switched from there to a startup company. We did something like selling hotel rooms online. We did it for meeting rooms. So we want to sell meeting rooms online. So we both are not doing a podcast now virtually. Instead, we do it in Munich, for example, where we can meet in Munich. So this was the idea behind the startup. Then I joined, unfortunately, we ran out of money. So I need to find another job. Then I joined a tech company, also took care of the e-commerce. And then I joined T-Systems in 2017 already, responsible for the online sales for cloud products. And this was really challenging. So how to sell cloud online. So it was really a interesting job. And then I took over after a while the responsibility for the whole digital marketing at T-Systems and now for the whole digital experience for all our clients. So it was a long journey and it's still really amazing. It's still really interesting.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. What do you think sets T-Systems apart from your competition?
The magenta spirit. Really, the employees are really great. Regarding technologies and regarding website, I think we have a state-of-the-art website. We relaunched our website 3 years ago. Since we did this, we really had an amazing increase in lead generation. So we shifted from a kind of book. Yeah. So if you have a question, you go to systems.com, you get all the information. We shifted this to a real lead engine. And also the pandemic, of course, helped us because everybody looks then online. This also helps us. This is, I think, the state-of-the-art website and really the team behind it is a really differentiator with competitors. Maybe we don't have really this big team behind it, but a really dedicated team behind it.
Yeah, that's cool. And your focus, is it B2B or B2C or both?
No, absolutely B2B. So B2B. We, as T-Systems, we are a branch of the Deutsche Telekom, so the B2B branch of Deutsche Telekom, and we serving the most 400 biggest clients of Deutsche Telekom is pure B2B business.
Pure B2B, yeah. But how can a B2B tech business create digital experience that resonate with buyers?
It can, because we are humans. So I don't think it's B2B means business to business. It's still human to human. And humans want to speak with humans. So the digital experience is really important. Also, during the pandemic, we recognized that our sellers now needs to be more digital. So they need to get on LinkedIn, do really relationships on LinkedIn. And we train them how to set up a profile on LinkedIn, how to reach out to others on LinkedIn, how to build trust on LinkedIn. So we are doing this really, really extensively, and this really works out. So yeah, I think B2B must be digital as well. And we are doing this.
I mean, I'm from Austria, yeah, and you're from Germany. I have the experience on LinkedIn that especially in the German-speaking areas, LinkedIn is here, of course. People have profiles on LinkedIn, but they never use LinkedIn. Is it the same that you see? So that in international, LinkedIn really works well, but when it comes to German-speaking areas, LinkedIn is somehow a tool to have, but not to use.
Well, the good thing is T-Systems international means international. So we are working internationally.
Yeah. Right.
But you're right. So I think some countries in the world are more online, like the US and UK. But if we see in the growth on LinkedIn, so the latest numbers are 810 million people on LinkedIn, and also the DACH region, so Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, they are really increasing. So I'm sure this will be more and more common in the future, and it's important to build up your real estate on LinkedIn now, because now it's cheap. If we get more and more people on the network, the reach will go down, and you have to pay for the reach. So if you build up now your reach, you're in a good position.
Yeah, absolutely. You describe yourself as an e-commerce obsessed digital native. What is it about e-commerce that has such a hold on you?
As I said, that my first experience now 22 years ago, it was really this tipping point where I said, "Wow, this was really cool." But I love to think about how we can increase conversion, how we can maybe sell more, what is possible to sell online, what's maybe not possible to sell online. Maybe it's better not to have everything online, especially in the B2B area. And also when I was head of e-commerce at Steigenberg Hotels, it was better not to sell everything online. It's better to reduce it. So don't to give too much choice to the customer, then you will sell more. So it really drives me to think about how to increase the revenue on a website. And what really drives me is to think about the future. So what's next in e-commerce and how we can pilot it.
What do you think is let's say the common mistakes that people do in e-commerce when it comes to B2B sales?
Good question. I think that maybe there are two mistakes. One is often people think we can't sell online B2B stuff because it's a solution business. We need to have face-to-face contacts. That's not possible. This could be one. And then if people are convinced that we can do B2B business also online, they want to sell everything online, and that's also not possible. So maybe these are the both biggest mistake I was in.
Why do you think selling everything online is not possible? What is there an example that you have here?
No, I don't mean it isn't possible to sell anything online. What I mean is to give the customer too much choice. I give you an example. So if we put everything online we have at T-Systems, then the website will be, I don't know, like Amazon.com, and then it's too complicated to sell B2B online. And I give you another example from Steigenberger. We had two brands. One was Steigenberger Hotels, the other one was Intercity Hotels. And in Intercity Hotels, we had just two room categories. And at Steigenberger Hotels, I think we have 10 or 15 room categories. Online, it was better to have only 2 room categories, because then we sold more for this brand. So there was not so much choice. In Steinberger, there were too much choice. So I think this is the point behind it, not to sell everything online.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, and I can fully understand this. I just booked a vacation in a hotel for the summer, and they had from the same type of room, I think 10 different options. Yeah. And I was really, I needed to call the support. I wrote an email. I could not understand what's the real difference. And I think this is the case. The less options you have, the more you can sell, because you put away all the frictionless that happens when you need to make a choice.
Exactly. And I think it's also the reason why Amazon on their website, they put the Amazon Choice label on it, so that everybody knows, okay, I will take this because it's the easiest one.
Yeah. And this is also maybe a reason why you see when you're on a B2B SaaS application, you see these pricing tiers typically. And the less options or the less possibilities you have for this pricing, the more likely someone will sign up and use some kind of this price points because they do not need to think about that.
Exactly.
Where 3 is really the magic number.
Exactly. This was what we did on our website. We said, okay, we want to have 3 offers, not more. And we tested it also with usability tests, and this was exactly the right number. Yeah.
And the most ones pick the middle one, right?
Yeah, maybe sometimes the first one, because they said, okay, it's new to have a solution from the systems online. So can I trust it or not? So mostly they take the first one. But yeah, in my experience, also from my other jobs, mostly it's the middle one. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. You are the author of Growth Hacking LinkedIn, which is already your second book, right?
Right.
Wow, awesome. How did you came to write a book?
Well, the first book was I want to make a statement. So I said, okay, I'm this time it was at the hotel industry. So it's was not at Steinberger, it was later on. And I said, okay, we make a lot of money before the guests will join the hotel. So in online marketing and e-commerce. And then there's something after the stay. So with TripAdvisor and all these platforms. But there's no revenue stream really in the hotel based on digital tools. And that was my idea. I think, okay, how can we increase the revenue from guests in hotels with digital tools? So with voice assistants, with beacons, with robots, and so on. And this was the idea why I want to write it. So this was the first one. And the second one was really easy because, as I said, we recognized it to systems that we need to be more on LinkedIn, and we need to train our sellers and all our employees. And then I'm really active on LinkedIn, so I got a lot of feedback from others, and they said, "Hey, we want to have a training like you provided to your staff." And I said, "It isn't really possible because I'm working for the systems." But then I had the idea. I write it down and I put it on Amazon.com, and everybody can buy it. So this was the idea or the birth of my second book.
Awesome. So if you want to buy it, Growth Hacking LinkedIn from Björn Radde on Amazon. That's something to read over the weekend and then go on LinkedIn and start working. What is social commerce and why is it important for people in e-commerce to take social commerce into consideration?
Well, social commerce, I define it as, and mostly it's really common in Asian area, is that really influencers are selling directly online. So if you see an influencer talking about, lipsticks, and you can buy the lipsticks directly via Instagram or via TikTok. So this is social commerce, and I think it's around 30% already of the e-commerce revenue in the Asian area. So it's really, really a big thing there. And I'm really convinced this will come also to Europe and to the US. And also in the US, we see already some ideas like Amazon is doing it. So Amazon invited some celebrities to have live shows on Amazon.com. And then you can buy directly on the Amazon.com website. So a little bit the teleshopping 2.0, so that you can have the direct link and you can buy it directly. This is social commerce. And I think for the B2C space, it will be there or is already there, and we need to increase it. For the B2B space, this is really a challenge, and I'm really curious about how we can handle this.
I think this is more or will become more or less the job of micro-influencers that are really talking about a nice B2B product in a specific niche and linking directly, because B2B sold in social commerce, I really think this is very, very difficult. You need to know so much things about the customer typically that it's not just a click.
No, I think we can have kind of corporate influencer. They are working for a company and they building up trust, but they will not sell it immediately with an Instagram shop. So to say this will not work.
Absolutely. And you said previously, B2B companies sometimes believe that it cannot be sold online, but it could be sold online. What do you think about, can everything in B2B space be sold online, or do we have limits?
No, I think we can sell everything online. The only limit could be the part of the customer. So if you have a solution where you need the customer for, of course, you need to do a workshop, then you need to gather on it. But you can trigger it online, and you can sell workshops online, and then out of these workshops, you can create more. I strongly believe in this. But I also know from big companies, iron companies, for example, they sell all their iron online. So it's really unbelievable that they're doing this. So I think the chance is big to sell everything online. Sometimes maybe it's just a trigger, and then you start a relationship.
I mean, it's cool if you put out the services really online and generate the leads that are very concrete already. I mean, this is also part of selling. If of course you maybe need to talk, or you go on a Zoom or on any other platform, but being online, I think the pandemic guided us to really accept this new way of business. That not everything can be done in a one-on-one meeting, but you also need to utilize the online meetings and online sales.
Maybe one cool thing we did. So before the pandemic hits us, we had a sales kickoff, and at this sales kickoff we had a body scanner. So we were able to scan our salespeople, and then we had avatars out of these scans. So it was a fun, so to say. But then the pandemic was there, and we said, okay, now we have all these avatars, and we have our innovation center. Why don't we scan our innovation center as well? And then we put our avatars into the innovation center, and we invite our customers for workshops. And this really went well. So we did a lot of workshops virtually in the innovation center with virtual avatars. Of course, they were the right seller and the right business developer behind it, but it was another way of collaboration. So a virtual collaboration. So to say, the first metaverse for us. So it really works out.
With or without VR?
Both. So you can join with your browser, and of course you can use your Oculus, and you can also join then really dive into the workshop.
That's really amazing. I've seen some. Well, we use something not similar, very very easy one. It's called Cozy, and it's a digital office. So it's just putting on your profile picture on a circle, and you're moving around in the virtual office, and you meet and you talk. You just enable the microphones. It's free of charge, so it's a nice tool, and I really can recommend it. I mean, we have typically 25 people in there, and they are online the entire day, and we can invite guests to our virtual office. And once they join, we can go into a meeting room, which is separated, but in the office. So it's a nice way to overcome this whole office is in home office.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure if it's only for overcoming. I think there will be the hybrid version now.
Yeah.
Either you do it directly face to face, or you join the virtual room.
The virtual room, yeah. But it's cool. With VR, I really want to test that out. So maybe one time we do a podcast in your room,
sure.
wearing the VRs and recording that. Would be really nice.
Let's do it.
What advice do you have for people who are interested in getting into digital marketing?
You must be curious. You must learn everything, something new. So I think this is really important. You need to understand, from my point of view, algorithms a little bit, how AI is working, how programmatic buying is working. This is necessary. But the most important thing is to be curious and to be able to learn everything, something new. Every day, something new.
Yeah. Fully agree. Some people in e-commerce tend to overwhelm the customer. What are some practical steps someone can take to prevent this from happening?
Do a test. So we are testing our website with real customers. We are testing our website, but also with colleagues. So we're asking our colleagues to get through this process. And even if our colleagues don't get through this process, it's not good. So we need to improve it. And then we have our usability tests with our clients, and they give us honest feedback. And this is sometimes really hard, but it's the best way to learn from your clients and from your customers.
Yeah. I mean, you have, because of the size, of course, so many customers you can ask and you can analyze that and everything. If I'm smaller, if I'm starting my web shop, I'm small out there. What can I do to get this feedback? Whom do I ask?
I would go into community. So I would go to. I mean, I have a good reach on LinkedIn now. But if you're a startup company and it's your company, and you as the owner, you should reach out on LinkedIn and say, okay, can I get your feedback on our website? Can I invite you for a feedback session? So ask. So I think the good thing is on LinkedIn that you really you will get honest feedback, and others will help you with your challenge. So just ask for it. I think there are also some websites where you can register and get feedback from the crowd. So maybe this is another way to do it. I think crowd testing is
crowd testing, usertesting.com.
Yeah, exactly. So you can use this, but you need to ask for it. So there's no magic stick to help you.
It's the same as for reviews. I mean, to be honest, most of the reviews out there, you needed to ask the people for. Right. They're not just putting out a review for you, a good review. I'm not talking about the bad ones. The bad's coming from bad experience, and you will get them anyway. So that if someone is not satisfied, the first thing is hit the review button, put a 1-star and or 2-star, and then write the opinion. But to get good reviews, I mean, you do not need to ask for give me 5 stars, but when you ask someone for an honest experience, you typically get the fair rating, and this typically is, or you just ask people when you know they are satisfied. But it's the same case. You need to ask. I think it's you need to ask. Experience is good experience. Next point. What did you used to do, and what are you currently doing to ensure that your customers have a constantly awesome experience?
So what we are currently doing is we need to check every digital touch point and building customer journeys and see, okay, if a customer joined a webinar, what is the journey afterwards? What are the different touch points afterwards? Is this really aligned? Can we really track it and improve it? So this is something we are currently doing. And then from time to time, I repeat myself, but it's really important to do user experience testing. So ask the customer, what do you experience at this touch point? And in this testing, we don't only ask one question, give us feedback for website XYZ. We ask, give us feedback for the whole journey. So we're starting at Google, come to our website and try to book a webinar or a product, and then give us feedback. So asking for feedback for the whole journey is really important. So these are the two things we're doing. So we are internally checking everything, and we try to get feedback externally. Yeah.
And how important is automation for you at the system? So especially in terms of e-commerce and marketing.
Yeah. So it is important. But we are not there where I want to be. And the point is, if you have an automation software in place, it's nice, but you need also have the right journeys and the right people to build the journeys and ask the customer and do all this testing. So we have an automation in place. I'm happy about this. But now we need to start to getting better, to improving, to double checking everything. And this is what I said at the beginning. What I love is to tweak all these small gear wheels to getting better and better every day. And we are on this journey currently. So marketing automation is good to have it, but you also need to work on it every day. So automation doesn't mean it's going completely automatically. It only means there's an automatic journey behind it, but you need to build up this journey.
Yeah, and building this journey is the hardest thing you could do, because you need to consider so many different situations, scenarios, and so on. And it is really
you need to test and learn. So what we are doing is really the growth hacking approach. So test and learn every day. What kind of content we are providing at what stage of the journey, what stage of the funnel. Try it out. Then maybe we ask for a phone number. If we don't ask for a phone number, when we ask for the phone number. So all this stuff we really need to test and learn every day. This is important.
Got it. Thank you very much. It was really great. Last question for today. Who has taught you the most about e-commerce in your career?
I think honestly, it was indirectly Jeff Bezos with the website Amazon.com.
That's cool. No one said Jeff Bezos so far, but it's absolutely clear that this name needs to come. So absolutely. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's cool. That's the best one to learn from when it comes to e-commerce. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much, Björn. It was absolutely a pleasure to talk to you and learned a lot today again. And yeah, test out things. Very important thing. Ask for reviewing your marketing strategy websites, what people think about it, to deliver a good experience. Automation is hard. You need to build it. That's really one thing. And just want to mention the book again, Growth Hacking LinkedIn. You can find it on Amazon. And it's absolutely worth reading it and getting the things done on LinkedIn in the right way. Thank you very much, Björn.
Thanks.
Have a great time. And hit the like button if you enjoyed the show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's it for this episode of the eCom Ops podcast. If you enjoyed listening and would like us to find and interview more e-commerce operations experts, please search for eCom Ops podcast in your favorite podcast listening app, and then subscribe, rate, and review. Until next time.